Now, it's time to become one with nature. Hey, I'm Danny Irizarry, and you know what we're doing. It's 20 days to the dream, 20 really simple videos, just us talking, not a bunch of artificial intelligence chopping it up or adding captions or special graphics or anything like that. We're in nature today, because this is, in my opinion, sort of the foundational episode of all the things that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about relationship with other people. We're going to be talking about the structure of art. We're going to be talking about healthy living and a bunch of things that impact us as actors and as filmmakers. Have you ever played that game Telephone, where you have a bunch of people line up and one person whispers into the ear of the first person in line a word that they thought up, and that person whispers it to the next person, who whispers it to the next person, and so on all the way down the line until you hear what the last person said they thought they heard. And everybody usually laughs because people rarely get it right. If you're not spending time in nature, you're putting yourself at the end of the line of Telephone. If all you're doing is sitting in your house watching movies, or even just reading poetry, or looking at great art, yes, that's super important. But your whole foundation for understanding your craft is an interpretation of somebody else's interpretation of the world. I do my best not to put a box on art, because I think so many things are art and can be art. But a big foundation of what art is our expression of our interpretation of our surroundings, our experiences. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine from Illinois who's just got such a brilliant creative mind. And we were talking about the nature of story structure and what its origins are and how that's kind of changing, or it's time for it to change. One of those things is the idea of cyclical story structure. Where better to have a good understanding of that than in nature? Lion King said it, right? The circle of life. So if you're out in nature, you have time to hear the wind blowing. I don't know if you can hear the water in the background, but there's water running behind me. This is one of my favorite places to stop and be quiet. The other important thing of that is that it allows you to remember why you want to be disciplined. A big problem that we run into when we're trying to, especially in the new year, you set these resolutions and you don't achieve them because you forget why you set those resolutions. So if your goal is to be disciplined, is to have self-discipline, you have to take time to stop and remember why you want to be self-disciplined. Otherwise, it'll just kind of go away. So being in nature is a great way to recenter and do that. Get around reality. Learn what your interpretation is of it, what your experience is in it. It's a great way to keep the dream alive and stay focused on why you're doing what you're doing. Let me know what your thoughts are on art. I'd love to hear a comment if you think that my thoughts on art are ridiculous. If you totally agree, leave a comment and let's talk about it. I really appreciate you being here and holding me accountable. I hope to see you tomorrow, because we've got some exciting stuff to talk about. It's all muddy.